I don't think they looked at him for long-term programs, and I think that's why he's gone. But I think he's the type of guy that they know that if they need him, they can call him and, hey, we need you for 10 shots. Okay, let's do it. I just don't think he wants to be a full-time WWE wrestler.
Let's talk about some of the recent releases from WWE. Just recently, we found out that we lost Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Kaden Carter, and Katana Chance, and also somebody that we talk about from time to time on the show, Braun Strowman, which I found rather unusual. Bill,
they let him go?
Yeah, he's gone.
Wait, Bill. That's a puzzling situation.
Well, I'll tell you what, okay? I don't think they had long-term plans with Braun Strowman. I don't know if it's on his end, where he didn't want a full-time thing. He did go on some of the European trips and things, and he did, put some guys over on TV. He's been there before. I don't think they looked at him for long-term programs, and I think that's why he's gone. But I think he's the type of guy that they know that if they need him, they can call him and, hey, we need you for 10 shots. Okay, let's do it. I just don't think he wants to be a full-time WWE wrestler.
How long has he been there?
Well, I don't remember this particular time, how long, but he's been on and off there for years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So why not? Why can't he do it again?
Fans need to look at other sports.
Yeah.
What's the shelf life of an NFL player?
I don't follow football at all.
But I'm just saying, what we're going to tell you, it's about 4 years, 3 or 4 years. They're done.
Yep.
Because that new crew comes in, they're out. Basketball, except for the superstars, it's about the same. They're in and they're out. Baseball, the same thing, all sports. So when wrestling, and if you look at WWE's roster, they have too many. So they got to move them out and give other people chances. So
yeah, I always go back.
I hate anybody to lose their job, but if they asked me who needed to go out there, I would have probably amongst the top 5. I think Mr. Strowman, how you say his name, Strowman? Strowman. I think I'd have had to put him in there. He hasn't really made a mark beside his name.
Yeah.
He's just a big guy, and that's all he added.
And Teddy, I've said before, and I believe that they've also let him down in a lot of ways, because I always said he had this moniker, the monster among men. But yet they would never let him be the real monster. So without that, his character died to me. And I brought that up over and over again, that they needed to do something with him. If he's going to be a monster, let him be a monster.
Well, that was the same point Bill made about Rusev.
Yeah.
Right, Bill?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
See, now you're saying it about
Strowman.
Yep.
Well, here's what you got to understand, too. With Strowman, this is not the first time that they've released him. I think this is his second or third time, I believe. I'm not sure. So, but then they brought him back. So I'm saying to this now, if you can go back when Vince was in charge, when Rusev was there, I mean, not Rusev, Strowman, they was using him a whole different way. It was a whole different, I mean, he was the monster at that particular time. Right. So I don't know what happened with him. I think he may have got his own heat. You know what I mean? So,
and maybe not. Maybe it wasn't even heat. Maybe it was that we don't have anything for you right now.
Absolutely.
Let's see what we can come up with in the future.
Well, that too, but I'm saying, look at it, guys. Look at the guy. You mean to tell me you can't find something for him?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he's a big guy. There's got to be something you can do with him if you get him where he needs to be.
They can't find anything for Omos.
True. Is Omos even with them anymore? Is he still with the company?
Oh, yeah. He's sitting back there in catering.
Which is funny, because Nick Khan from WWE had made a mention that they don't bench people in WWE, that, if they're under contract, they use them on TV.
They can't use that many people. They can't use that many people on TV.
There's
That's
just
right.
no way. And you know,
That's
when it
right,
goes
Jeff.
back to like losing Strowman, you got to remember if you're watching one of your favorite shows, let's say you're watching, I'm just going to bring up an old show, Seinfeld. If you don't like Seinfeld and he doesn't draw numbers, the network's going to get rid of him or they're going to replace him with somebody else. It's the same thing in wrestling. They've got to do what is best for their ratings and for their bottom line at the end of the day. So if you're not making.
The whole thing is we're saying, you know, they couldn't come up with something for him. Probably not. They have so many guys all vying for that, you know, the top.
Look what
3
he
or
did
4
for
matches.
Jacob Fatu. Now, I will say this for Jacob Fatu, he made Fatu look like a monster, and
He
Braun
did.
Strowman did that. And that's where I think his value is. I think if you let him be a monster from time to time, I mean, a real monster, when he goes up against somebody that needs to be put over, he can put them over.
He does
and
it
that's
great.
where I think his value is.
Yep.
Well, he don't have to worry about that now.
No, he does, because his value in WWE is at 0 right now.